Hi guys, it's Ruby with Oofy Scraps back for another 12 by 12 process video, and we're doing another layout for my Europe travel album, and today we are in Venice. So this is going to be my first Venice section layout. It's when we arrived in Venice. So I have a photo of my friend Olivia on the little taxi boat, and I have again an it's a Snapchat filter that has like a Venice tag kind of thing on it. And I've mentioned this before, but something I like to do is I'm not a big Snapchatter, but I always make sure to download the app and log in before I go on trips because you can get really cool filters that have the location names and like funny location pictures and things like that. And it's just like a built-in embellishment for scrapbooking. So I like to do that. And then I used this beautiful watercolor postcard that I bought while we were in Venice. And it's just a very generic, like typical Venice scene. It's the bridge with the colors and the little gondolas. And then I had a couple cut apart items. So that little tag that says Venice, and then this 2x3 little cut apart card that says free to explore the world, but it's a photo that's very Venetian. It's again a bridge with the gondola. It's kind of weird that that's such a like stereotypical Venice thing. But anyways, and then the background paper I have is from a pretty old paper pad. I don't know what it's from. Probably Recollections, I think. And it has like all these little vintagey looking suitcases, which was sort of appropriate because we were arriving. But mostly it was the color scheme that I liked. And then I also included a Polaroid, which is of my friend Olivia again, her standing in front of the canal when we first arrived. Venice is a very weird place. Just that it's like underwater kind of, and I don't know, it's pretty weird. But it was cool. I don't know that I'd go back. It was a very hectic place because there's such like the buildings are really high. You can't see the water from anywhere unless you're like at the actual edge because there's so many buildings. And then there's so many people packed between these narrow passages between the buildings and the water and everything like that. It just was really bizarre. We also went in August, which was super busy and it was boiling hot. But when we were there, like in the evenings or when it was, quieter areas, like a little off the beaten path, it was really beautiful. We went to my favorite restaurant I think I've ever been to, which I'm scrapbooking that page soon. I haven't done it yet, so not that soon, but soonish. So there's definitely beautiful parts of it. I just think that, high season, really hot out, busy parts of it, it's really like, it's like adult Disneyland. And it was like disgusting kind of because it was so busy and so hustle, bustle, rushing, people bumping into you, like tour guides, kids. It was very hectic. But I'm sure if you went in the fall, it might be nicer because the weather was nicer, there was less people, things like that. Because I know a lot of people who really love it, but the experience that we had was not super lovely. But anyways, it was obviously still super cool to go, and I'm always grateful to get to visit any place at all. But yeah, it was just kind of an odd time that we were there. So yeah, I added some washi tape, a little flare brad pin, a tag I made, a little like stamp cut apart thing, some buttons, just a bunch of little embellishments, just building up some areas. This is a pretty different layout for me in terms of the way that I embellished it. Also, that background paper is just really weird. I'm kind of surprised I picked it, but I guess it was good to get it out of my stash. And then the title I do is Welcome to Venice. So I do Venice in those gold glitter thickers. And then with my little tiny puffy thicker, what are those called? Those guys? The little like tiles. My tiny thicker tiles. And they're puffy. I spell out welcome to. In like the coral color. I really like those. I have 2 packs of them. I'm glad I got 2 packs of them. They're kind of odd colors, but I've been able to use them quite a bit. And to save you guys the struggle of watching me spell that word out, I cut that little chunk out. But yeah, this page came together pretty quickly. I think it's because I had so much so many large embellishment pieces picked out ahead of time, so it filled up a lot of the space, and then this background paper had that embellishment of the suitcases, so that kind of covered up a bit of it too. And then here I'm sticking this button in. I think I poked those holes thinking I was gonna put thread through it, but I didn't have any thread at my desk that made sense. That was the right color. Unless I used twine. No, I don't think I did. But yeah, and then I'm popping some of that up on a little bit of foam behind that little stamp thing, I think. And what am I doing? Some secret little twisting I'm doing behind. I don't know. Is it more foam? I think it's more foam. Yeah, must be. Anywho, and I left that tag, I think. I don't know if I remembered to put ribbon on it, so I'll have to go back and do that. But I'm adding some more washi. Just I wanted to incorporate a little bit more of that kind of aqua tone. I went for like an aqua with coral tones, and I think that was mainly from the watercolor postcard tag color scheme is what I was pulling that idea from. But yeah, adding some more. I don't know how I feel about this layout, honestly. It's interesting. I think that the part I mostly don't like is the background paper, and then also that the explore the world, free to explore the world is such a different color scheme to the rest of it. I don't know. And then it kind of weirds me out that the Polaroid is diagonal to that filter sticker from Snapchat, and they're both like these odd kind of rectangles. I don't know. You guys let me know if you think that this layout is good or not. I think I'm putting the date in that little guy. Or, yeah, I think I put the date with my tiny little tile clear stickers. I really love those for dates and stuff like that. And then I'm cutting off, I hate when paper pads leave that like serrated edge from peeling it apart. So I trimmed that off, and then I might add some, I think I do, yeah. So this is the Mr. Huey's mist, and it's in like this reddish, pinkish coral color. It's kind of a shape-shifting color. It's sort of whatever is dominant. If you have like a dominantly red paper, it looks red. If you have more of a coral, it looks coral. If you have more of a pink, it looks pink. It's kind of awesome in that way. And then I add some enamel dots, and I think that's all that I do. So it's definitely a little different for me, and I'm glad to spice it up, but I'm not sure that this is a design or layout style I'd be going back to. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy scrapping!